Hello there. Today, as you can see on my screen, I'm going to be demonstrating the Hawk style. Yep, it's the one legendary that for some reason everyone is hating on and saying no skill when it's all about dodging, which is pretty skillful. But anyway, I like Hawk style. I'm pretty sure it's my favorite style. Maybe with the exception of the Epo style, but I really like Hawk, so I'm probably gonna main it. Sorry, that was my old recording. Um, yeah, this video is like all about Hawk style, like completely. The next video, unless I get some comments or suggestions telling me what I should do or anything like that, I'm probably gonna do a video on actually fighting with Hawk instead of demonstrating it and explaining what it does. But yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so the Hawk style, as you can see, throws punches from pretty weird spots, like the Trickster style. And if you're new to this game, there's different styles that contain different benefits and deficits. But I'm pretty sure you're not new because if you search for this video, then you're probably playing it. Anyways, Hawk style can throw punches from very unpredictable places like Trickster. And here are the stats that are buffed for his style. He has good counters like the counter style, but less buff. He has good damage, which is elevated amount of damage per normal hit, but he has a bad buff. So every legendary, and I believe not every mythic. Wolf is the one exception. Like mythic and above have deficits, like bad things about them, except Wolf. So keep that in mind. Wolf is a pretty good style, but it's kind of predictable. Anyhow, since Hawk has a bad block, you want to resort to dodging more, for your defense at least. Now, I see a lot of Hawk mains doing this. Like they're Epo main, which they are not. Or this. Now, spamming the dodge button isn't like a terrible strategy, but I think you should definitely time them because the more you do that, the more your opponent is gonna have a chance to actually counter that. Especially if they have the new bullet style, which is pretty much cancer to Hawk, honestly, and counter. Anyways, so you wanna dash more than block, but if it comes down to it, don't resist blocking. You know, if they're hitting you, block. If it's too late, just block. It's fine. But if they use the M2 during your block, unblock right away and dash backwards. All right. This is gonna actually let me explain that first. Hawk has a unique ability, which I believe only legendary styles do. It's called sway back. And as you can see from the text, you can't move backwards, but you can perfect dodge all punches with it. Now, a perfect dodge is basically in this game, if you don't know, a dodge where it has a very good time dodge. You have to have very good time for this. If you time a very good dodge, it makes a perfect dodge. So after the dodge is done, you basically have a free shot, right? Like of anything you want. An ultimate, like you see the 0% on my button, that's ultimate. Ultimate, heavy, light, whatever you want. And if it's an ultimate, there's like a 0.5% chance they can dodge it. But that's only if they're really skilled and have a really good dodge. So don't worry about that. You'll probably not face anyone like that, but just be on the lookout. It's not impossible to dodge after a perfect dodge, but it's definitely not probable. So yeah, as I was saying about dodging while blocking, with Hawk, when you're blocking and they're hitting you with M1s, when they use their heavy, you're going to want to unblock and dash backwards. The dash backwards is the sway effect, the sway back. So if you dash backwards, you have a much higher chance of getting a perfect dodge. And then when you perfect dodge, you can heavy, you can light, whatever you want. Now, here's a very common misconception. If you perfect dodge if you sway back on a very poor time dodge, it's not gonna work, right? When it says perfect dodges all punches with it, by all punches, it means like okay, so say the punch is coming from like to your right, yeah? It's coming from their left hand. You have to normally, if you don't have Hawk, dash to the right, the way that the fist is coming from, and vice versa. But with Hawk, you don't need to look at which direction the jab or heavy is coming from. You just need to do this. You just need to dash backwards. So you just need to get the timing right, and boom, perfect. If Counter had this, it would be the most OP style in the game. I'm not even joking. Well, with the exception of, I'm not sure actually, but the second bad thing about this, I don't really call it a bad thing. I think it's a good trade-off. But for sway back, your Hawk style basically sacrifices its back dodge. Back dodge in this game, if you don't know, is just a dodge where you go backwards, right? So this is dash sideways. It's that dash, but backwards. Now, the back dash can be important in getting out of difficult situations, but I think it's a good trade-off personally, because the sway back is basically a omnidirectional dodge. And I know that's a fancy word, but omnidirectional as in like any way the punch comes from, if you have a good timing, you can dodge it, which is pretty OP in this game, honestly. Because different punches come different ways. It's heavy, it's a light. Some lights go from different ways, some heavy goes from different ways every time. It's really almost impossible to predict. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me show you the moves actually. I cannot show you the ultimate because I don't have the card up. I know, it's my mistake. But I will make sure to show you the ultimate on the next video where I demonstrate what actual fighting with Hawk is. That's a blocking guy, I don't want to fight that. Let's see. And I have to end the recording soon, so let me just do this. Okay. So this is the light attack. And as I told you before, what the hell? This bot's glitched. But, nah, we don't need it. So the light attack is this, right? It comes from either side. Usually it's from below, which is very weird, right? It's a weird punch that's kind of on par with even Trickster, which is like the most unpredictable punch, except for Ghost in terms of speed, that is. So it might be hard for opponents to predict if you didn't have the color. So whenever your opponent is zacking you, the opponent turns red or whatever color you turn it into. So yeah, that won't really be helpful, but you know, it's cool. And cool thing is, whenever you turn this way, your hands go that way, and then this is the heavy attack. So it's weird, I'd say, right? One of them is a left smash, and one of them is I believe a right straight or a corkscrew, I think. So it's a very nice style in my opinion. You know, it's fun. Now, comment down below in the comments if you guys want me to do a fight with Hawk or some combos with Hawk, which can be very beneficial. So, thank you guys for watching. See you next time.